Hi everyone, thank you for your support. Now we continue the press conference of Seattle Sounders ahead of the final between Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami. Now welcoming midfielder Cristian Roldan. Thank you, Cristian. Questions in the room first?
Yeah, Cristian, if you could just sort of compare, or maybe not compare, but how much does it help to have had the experience of something like starting an MLS Cup here, starting in a Champions League final here, and this isn't maybe quite the same thing, but I have to imagine it feels similar.
Yeah, it feels similar because we're playing the best player that's ever played the game, right? And so it adds magnitude to the game. Leagues Cup maybe isn't as highly regarded as MLS Cup, but the rival that we're encountering, the fact that we're at home, the fact that our last championship was Champions Cup, it makes the game so much bigger. And so relying on the experience that we've had here in MLS Cup and Champions League will help us in the end. But this is a team that you can't make a mistake. And this is a team that will pounce on those mistakes. And so making sure, right, you're living in the moment, you're taking everything in, but you got to utilize how many people are going to be in the stands, and the fact that we're at home, it adds so much, it just makes the game so much bigger than it is.
Yeah, on the flip side of not making mistakes, but this game, how much do you all have the balance of defending and then pouncing on your opportunities with purposeful possession, whether that be in transition or making them play a little defense?
Yeah, absolutely. What's going to be as important is sustaining attacks. When we're in the final third, when we have the ball and we feel in control of the game, how can we sustain that? How can we continue to apply pressure with the ball? There's going to be moments where the game might feel pretty comfortable, and then there's games where there's parts of the game that's going to feel a bit chaotic. And so how can we maintain that level of calmness in such a big moment, but sustaining attacks, right? They win the ball in the final third. How can we get that ball back within the same attack to apply more pressure, build confidence, and then when we have those chances, we need to take care of them against a side that can score goals in any moment.
So, Cristian, kind of taking you back to 2006, that was the first World Cup that Messi was playing. And at the time, there was an ad that resonated around the world about a little kid that was picking up plastic bags, creating his soccer ball, and kind of resonated with people that kind of played on the street. If you could go back to that little kid and talk to him and ask him, did you achieve all that you wanted? Because, playing in the World Cup, playing in finals, winning CONCACAF Champions Cup, playing in the Club World Cup, what would you say to that little kid now?
Yeah, impossible is nothing. I think it's a perfect model, slogan, if you will. 9-year-old me wouldn't have thought that I'm playing against or captaining a squad in a final against Lionel Messi. And for me to even say that gives you goosebumps, right? And so for me, obviously I feel like I have a lot more to give to the sport, but just pure joy to be able to sit in front of you guys after sacrificing so much. My parents, my wife, loved ones, they put me here, right? And now it's my job to make them proud. And so as a kid, you dream of these moments. As a kid, you try to, you're saying, all right, I'm Messi today, I'm Iniesta today when you're kicking the ball around with your friends. And so to be now on the same field as some of these guys, it's pretty cool. Nonetheless, it's a big final. So really proud of the moment, really proud for our team. I think a lot of our teams have similar, a lot of our players on our team have similar stories. But for me, it's a full circle moment to be able to feature in a commercial at 9 years old, and then now feature in a final against the very best in the world.
We'll take 2 questions here via Zoom, starting with Jada Evans.
Thanks for the time, Cristian. I wanted to ask, yourself, yes, you've played in some of these big games, but in key positions, you have teammates who haven't been in these big games with these big crowds. And, we're talking about like Jose and Andrew. So what are you maybe doing as one of the leaders in the locker room to kind of, get them up to that understanding with yourself, to understand the magnitude of the game, and then also like the crowd, things like that, to help settle this?
Yeah, it's giving them confidence, speaking to them in a genuine way, believing in them. They deserve to be here as much as the stars on Miami. They deserve to. They've put a lot into their careers, and they've contributed a lot in this Leagues Cup to be able to put us here. And so giving them that belief, that confidence, continue to communicate with them on what they need to do, taking a deep breath, right? I think it's important to live presently, understand the moment, but also take a deep breath. And this is like any other game, right? You play this game so much, and yeah, the pressures are a little different, but at the end of the day, this is a game that we've been playing for a very long time.
We'll take one more via Zoom, and then two follow-ups here in the room. Deporte Total, Jose Rodriguez, please take it away.
Thank you. If I may, I'd like to do it in Spanish. Cristian, quiero preguntarte un poquito sobre del análisis que ustedes han realizado. ¿Cuál es la influencia que tiene Rodrigo de Paul en el medio campo de este equipo? Porque evidentemente la concentración está en Messi y en Suárez, que está asistiendo mucho últimamente, pero Rodrigo de Paul puede darle otra dimensión al medio campo. Me gustaría conocer tu impresión y lo que han conversado sobre el impacto que él tiene en el rival de mañana. Muchas gracias.
Sí, De Paul es un gran jugador. Nosotros lo jugamos cuando estaba aquí con Atlético en el verano. Y bueno, vimos el talento que tiene. No solo tiene talento, pero él juega con corazón, él pega, él anda protegiendo a sus jugadores. Defensivamente hace mucho para el equipo de Miami. Pero también tiene la capacidad de cambiar el partido con pase, con una corrida. Es un jugadorazo y pues para Miami es un jugador que es muy importante. Sí, hablamos de Suárez, de Messi, de Jordi Alba en el ataque, pero De Paul puede ser la diferencia y tenemos que estar enfocados en él también porque él tiene la capacidad y es bien talentoso. Pero sí, lo que él también tiene es corazón y él le va a motivar, le va a ayudar a todo el equipo de Miami que con la motivación de seguir presionando, pegando, defendiendo. Y la verdad estoy muy contento que tenemos jugadores así en nuestra liga y ojalá podemos estar ahí pendiente de él.
I'll translate that here in the room. Okay, the question was, may I ask you if you made any type of analysis about the impact of the poll in this Inter Miami team? Because a lot of the focus is given to Suarez and Messi, but what kind of different dimension that the Pope can give to the midfield and the type of what's your impression and the type of impact that he can create? the answer. DePaul is indeed a great player. We had the opportunity to play against him here against Atletico during the summer. He has lots of talent. He plays with a heart. He fights. He protects his players. He does a lot defensively. He has a lot of capacity and a lot of talent to press, to make runs. A great player and can be very important for Inter Miami. Yes, we tend to focus on Suarez, Messi, Alba in attack, but indeed, DePaul can make a difference, and we should also give focus on that for his capacity, his talent, his heart, his ability to motivate and help Inter Miami. But I'm very happy that we have players of that level in this league, and we are looking forward to face him.
Cristian, we've asked you this periodically throughout the year, but feels like a good time in Zenny to sort of come back to this. How are you feeling? You've been able to get a little bit of rest recently, but how are you feeling physically?
Yeah, I feel all right, and that's going to be my answer, I think, for the rest of the year. I don't want to get taken out of the lineup due to rest. I feel as though I'm playing pretty well. At age 30, I feel like I've kind of finally settled into a position that allows me to kind of organize a team pretty well, defend, put ourselves in a really good spot for our entire team. And so with that, I have a lot of guys that do a lot of running for me as well, right? Obed is working tirelessly, and our whole team defends in a low block, high press. I mean, the capacity that our team has, the running stats, it's unbelievable. And so it allows me to kind of save myself at times. But I feel my body feels great. I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for what's to come in the playoffs, in other big moments this year. And, taking care of the body is just another part of being a professional. And I'm excited to hopefully have a good result here and get some rest. But at the same time, I'm eager to play in more games.
As the air traffic controller, quarterback of the Sounders, just how important is balance in the attack and sustaining plays as you talked about?
Yeah, I think my neighbor actually called my positioning air traffic control, and so shout out to my neighbor who kind of saw that. And it is really my position is to organize the group. It's to kind of suss out any type of counters, break up any plays that I can read, get a read on. Think worst case scenario at times. Communicate extremely well. But my job in this game in particular is sustaining attacks. How can I win second balls in the attacking third so that they don't get transition? And, that's where they're lethal, right? You get the ball in space with Messi on the ball. Those are moments we want to avoid as a team. And so sustaining attacks, maintaining possession of the ball, making sure that these guys that have world-class ability to not be able to have moments on the ball with time and space. So directing is a lot of my job, and I look forward to helping direct the team.
With that last question, we conclude the press conference for Seattle Sounders. We thank midfielder Cristian Roldan. Thank you very much, Cristian. We continue the activities later today with the press conference and media day for Inter Miami, and we welcome everybody to cover tomorrow's final between Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.